Here we go. It's victory or death as the Axis versus For Glory. And we have Karabas and Alon with the double Austria, I'd say, versus Finisher and Flap. Finisher as the Soviet, Flap, I guess, as the British. Gonna have to deal himself on this map here with the double Austria, I guess. And yeah, both players here with the tier 1. Bring in only the MG for Karabas here. Versus Flap, interesting choice. In the meantime, there will be the cons. For Dirty Finisher, of course. Sending in straight away unit for the middle. So I guess it's about to have some very early DP pressurement here. With Flap early on trying to get himself here some sandbags upon the door. Oh, he's not gonna stop it, I guess. I don't know, he is. He'll finish it off in time here. And yeah, Finisher, some nice wiring. EP secured. Alon with the sniper versus the Soviet, I guess. Interesting. Interesting choice for this map as well, I would say. But even more interesting versus conscripts in the end. Yes, no we have sound. My bad. Energy's up. And yeah, the house is somewhat secured for Flap, I guess. Even try to somewhat finish the sandbags maybe with a bold move, but the MG is upon to fire yet again. Well, Alon quite defensive. Just somewhat creeping up upon him. We're gonna figure out, yes, there is the sniper from the Austria here. What a choice. There's also one conscript here, hanging around the corner, waiting to make a play here. So we're still finding its target here somewhat. Gonna get another model now. I know we'll be coming in from the side here, but overall, it's a decent start for the Allies. They secured themselves here a very nice location. In control over the middle VP yet again. All doing quite well. Now there's the flamethrower and the con is coming in for the fuel. That's gonna successfully cut off Alon. Alon here with the sniper, I guess, being forced back to the base. So yeah, quite fortunate. Oh, Heine in grave danger. Gonna get wiped here by Flap, I'm afraid. Yes, it does. Quite a painful loss, Karabas. And Flap with a really decent job here, some nice early pressure.
One extra soldier can be added to infantry squads
Bring
now.
up some useful sandbags here for himself. There's a counter measurement. Well, Snapper's back on its feet. Grin here is probably forced back indeed. Yeah, well, we can see Karabas not with the best start. Great ICAP. But struggling here KD wise. But the Finnish actually doing quite well for facing upon the sniper here.
Field recovery teams are ready to salvage vehicles.
Joe's coming in for the cutoff now. So we're trying to get his hands back upon the fuel, but we finish it. He's already up there with the plan B. Stop their income, resources. Go for glory or death. So the UC, 5 kills, not too shabby. With 2, yeah, it's gonna be coming now, I guess, for Alon here. But yeah, Pure has delayed it quite fortunately for the allies, having the advantage. And yet again, Finnish is coming back in. Doesn't want the access to obtain any resources at all here. Meanwhile, Flap White right away here. Somewhat like fortifying his positioning. Very close to the enemy VP here. And good use of all the cover being available. And bring in the Pioneers. Throwing some barbed wire. We see placed by Finnish very early on here. 2-2's out, but there's the Molotov. And also just snazzy 2-2. Alon is very aware of that one. Backing up here with his light vehicle. In the meantime, the bus also reaching his rather late timing, but you see he's already gone, I'm afraid. And the house is still in Allies' hands here. Six-pounder, a decent ground attack with the side blocker here. Actually go for another one that could be very deadly, and it is indeed. Karabas throwing in the first light vehicle. It's a loss. It's gonna be quite tough to come back at here, at his positioning already being quite rather close to his base, I'm afraid. In time. Alon making some progress here. Very needed progress. Now grabbing himself the house, that's gonna help a lot, I'd say. Finisher tossing in the AA. Not going for the deep dive yet. Upgrade is not ready yet. And we will have Pack 40 now instead. Karabas being supported by the mortar half-track. So Alon is straight away giving up yet again upon his upon the house here, being very aware of the engineers with the flamethrower around. 20's coming in. Oh no, it's the motor half returned. Yes, it's almost like the 120. And yeah, there is no doctrine yet for finisher. We can obtain a 120 for himself, I guess. Maybe the last chosen doctrine. That motor. Up with the Royal Engineer, and yeah, along with the sword support doctrine. And of course the spearhead. Just upon the mortar half-track. Mortar at least finding some good targets for dealing some damage. But yeah, so far Karabas really struggling to pressure Flap. Quite the odd shot. Should back upon the fuel here for the Axis. It's already quite behind both in VPs and resources, I'm afraid. Not looking too well for them. Setting up a tripwire flare. Body connecting a shot to the UC. Yep. Eventually here, he was losing the house. I get his resource point for the fuel with the sniper. 19 kills so far, not doing too bad with that one. But yeah, indeed, it is just conscripts, and Not the most precious, expensive target in the game. Having a shot overlock again at the stats. Although decent KD, but not really with the most decent map control, I'm afraid. And that one comes in hurting hard eventually. You're facing upon like some very early 85 or something. I mean nothing. Defend yourself against it, but back 40. Being followed up by a caddy, you might face some severe issues, I'm afraid. And yes, now we have also 120 coming in.
Supply sector under attack.
Aiming for the MG42. Left back, the house. What is gonna auto fire upon it. Or Yusi's gonna live just barely, but it's making itself out of there. Quite lively though. Body with decent connects, but I need another shot and there's no ground attack attempt even so. A sniper against conscripts isn't the best choice. It's very rather cheap and spammable. It's hard to force them away just by sniping them apart. They may just easily overcome you with the numbers and force you back. Yes. I guess a reasonable reaction here also will be very well displayed by this match is that finisher being aware of the sniper, just contesting well the cutoff and the fuel, and it's becoming undefendable for Alon. Lacking just a sheer combatant force of units to defend it. Swift to connect, going for a follow-up shot. Yeah, that's definitely more decent against the British. Even so against the rifles. Sniper moves away by the engineer. Two's gonna go back in. We'll make it just behind the house, but the engineer will fall for it here. And yeah, Cromwell with a decent timing. Back getting decrewed by the triple sections here with the Brents. Also nice play here from Flap, going already for the ammunition very deeply. We pump around as well, famous in range. I may force away a finisher, but yet again is the disconnection of the resource income. So yet again the allies are ahead. Finisher floating quite greatly here overall. We'll bring in now its last tier. And there will be indeed very soon the 85, I assume. In return though, access quite far away from any equal decent armor. Maybe the P4 eventually here. Is not even the tag for Karabas, so gonna take a while also with the heavy investment here. With the motor half track. Quite far upon from getting any armor himself. Sniper with 26 kills at least, but Yeah. Really the axis here, holding upon the last VP. Well, with 6 kills. Into bed. Karabas struggling to find any angle here upon the enemy. They should get out the AP ammo, but he's not doing so, so... Let's see. Anyway, gonna be forced away upon Pack 40 though, but... Henry's on the run. It's a gammon bomb. It's a full retreat for that one, and another Pioneer is lost. And Karabas this time. I'm going for the deep dive. But be still able to finish off the mortar half track coming around the corner. And yeah, there goes the mortar half track, I'm afraid. Alon in the strafing run. But damage done already. That's a dead half track, and I don't really have the resources for rebuild that one. It's gonna be P4. 17th minute. 85's already out, I'm afraid. Well, this team is for a reason in the lower seed range runner. We are like seed 11 in this tournament. Alright, seed 11. It's just their rank. It's the first round, it's the high seeds versus the low seeds. It was out, so is the mark. And she gets snared, actually gonna get finished off, I'm afraid. Will pack 40s. Yes. Almost coming around. This finds the 6-pounder, but gonna make it away, and the UC's gonna come in with the suppression. Because for the first time Karabas is indeed going for the fuel here of the allies, but rather late. But if he kills with the sniper, yes, but need fuels yet again in the hands of finisher, so yes, it's not a big reason to care about that one. Meanwhile, Flap with a great KD so far, I'm afraid. But really struggling with that one. Alon trying to heal his unit, but it's in combat. This one model. You see, even fight, but there's the bait, the Flap to come around the corner. He's gonna wipe himself another unit here, but too successful with the Cromwell. Because of the elevation. Yeah, just tossing around the P4. Yes, Alon now put up somewhat with the resource disadvantage, getting at 85, but yet again, Allies getting ahead, so There's the tier 3 tag already for Karabas, so might be going for a Panther or a Bunda. Or he's gonna bring eventually the Tiger one day. It's the well, not realizing.
The enemy are at 200 points.
At least Alon, in some way his way back into the game, I'd say. Definitely getting that one T-34 helped him greatly. With Karabas in return, he's indeed in huge trouble here.
The enemy has dealt us a blow. Our renovated HQ is ready, and heavy tanks are now available. I have taken the sector! Grenadier squad at full strength!
Yeah, 40 killed sniper indeed, but for what map control? MVPs left. Axis needs somewhere to turn around. Combo's coming already for Karabas base, and is indeed also the combat on the field. Well, I guess Karabas is going for the Tiger, but it's gonna take a while, and not having any armor yet, Lap is just gonna roll him over. That's the fate of not getting out any armor, I'm afraid. Fortunately, I'm really struggling to finish off the AT gun here. So I guess Karabas will be able to get it back. Am I just missing every shot upon it? Meanwhile, Pack 40 very fortunate upon hitting the UC.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
I've gotta spend some time here repairing, of course. In the meantime, finisher back on his way to the enemy fuel. Gonna make the life a little bit harder. Yet again for Alon, who is bringing out a Panther instead of the Tiger. Still would have been somewhat a way to go of like a few minutes, so a Panther it is. Sniper vet free, yes. Oh. At least surviving, hit a shot from the 85. Yeah, Flipper I guess doesn't know what to build. Got himself a Pack 40. Combat. Probably about the time to throw some units here to make, so he's able to build some more combats or something. Bringing the AVRE, meanwhile Alon, he's struggling but fortunate with the drone attack so far. Usually missing upon all shots for that one. But 5's gonna come around the corner to finish it off. But M4 is fortunate. And enforcement always comes by big 85 punishment.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Also, somewhat a loss Alon couldn't afford. But it's happening. He was just waiting around the map corner for another play, I'd say.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
But yeah, overall access still remains somewhat into this match, thanks to holding the very one VP. Now this is Barrage, gonna finish off the pack 40. E5 already coming in for the sniper, but missing yet again the final shot. Yet again. Shifting over for the middle, trying to win some time here for the Axis. Yeah, I guess Flap is waiting for the dive. It's to make a play, I'd say. So the Crumbles coming in. Flanking the MG42, I guess. That's not gonna be the dive, but here's the AVRE. Absolutely popped. And reinforces infantry.
Target vehicle marking available.
Karabas at 44 kills. Just coming back into the front line. T-Wars is ready. And Flap. And just going back in. Mistake, I'd say. Luckily, Comet isn't here to deal the final blow. And finishes and with the caddy. Not cancelling it soon after. Drop off the Avery, finishing off the pack 40. It's quite painful again for Karabas, but he got indeed some manpower to rebuild. At least for the pack 40.
Are securing our territory.
45 kills. He's struggling here to find targets, I guess.
Heavy armor ready to go.
Got re-repaired with the double engineer.
Reports coming in suggest the enemy is down to
Nice shot from
75 points.
AVRE. Good wipe here upon the Grenadier. Yep, of the AVRE, Flappy really enables the control to hold the enemy VP. And I think that's gonna finish off the Axis here. Very fast.
Damned enemies trying to take
Nice
a point from
speed.
us.
Nice crush and Flap. Very well executed.
The enemy only have 50 points left.
Alon brings in a Pant as well. Maybe wanna do one final push here. Yeah, at least they got one armor out of the game from the British. Harry is gonna come on with the shots. Sadly,
25 points
Misses the Panther, but applies the shock. And then the double shocks, shocking his own tank, I'm afraid. And some scam. That's the real scam, you know. When you can't see stuff exploding, but I assume it's game over here anyway, since they cannot technically cap back the game. So I guess someone dropped. That's why it's stuck. But yeah, sadly we can't see the frag bombs hitting the actual packs, but look, at least for once we can see the model of the frag bomb. It's actually looking like this. So that's interesting to see, I guess. But yeah. Alright. I guess we have instead a look at the stats here. Well, there's not too much left for Karabas, I'm afraid. But yeah, 49 kills for the sniper. Waiting for the Gren. Yeah. And kills that 2 to 2. Sections for doing very decent. You see with 14 kills also quite great. Okay, Rally new 8 kills, 12 kills for the 85. With 6 kills, but that 3, that's nice. That 3 ready, 9 kills for the 120, not too bad, 30 minutes. To been a rather late 120, I'd say, so yeah. Well, nice stats for the allies. And then the overall stats, Karabas not really having the best time against the British lab here. 50 kills, 114 dead. It's not really optimal. I'd say also Alon with a lot of kills on the sniper, not really with the best KD overall. You rather want to have a decisive positive KD here, especially with the sniper, so that's quite terrible, I'm afraid. But yeah, Karabas not really doing any better. Return Flap here with an amazing KD versus Oster. And yeah, Finisher doing great obviously as well. Army value wise, yeah. Access falling early behind. Flap with a nice early crumble here. Finisher with the 85, followed up by the P4 from Alon. But yeah, overall, many losses from the Axis. Pulled up by both vehicles, and in return the finisher with the map control and the presence, bring in all those resources, bring in the win. And of course also Flap quite aggressive, holding with a very nice stability the fuel the entire game, also contesting the enemy DVP very well, and also greatly not only in KD but also in map presence. So GG to the game 1, and I guess we're just gonna get into the game 2, right? The game 2, so Glory as the Axis now, it's Finish and Flap, Share as the OKW, Flap as the Austria, and yes, Alone with the British and with his fellow teammate Karabas as the Soviet, and of course it is victory or death. So we'll see very about that one, if it's death in the end or maybe the victory for them, equalizing the series. Guess Finisher deciding against the Kubel here. Again, MG42 followed up by the Grenadier here for Flap. Turn the conscripts for Karabas, Alon with the sections.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Yes, so we're going for the house, like finisher 40. VP setting up the wire to make sure nobody's gonna get in here. Finisher quite aggressive, queuing the house, then making it straight away to the cutoff. Alon those gonna get the fuel being cut off. MG Flap is prepared to defend the cutoff. Meanwhile, there are some sandbags here defending the fuel. A decent start for the Axis. It's about to get both of the VPs into their hand. It's the early UC for Alon. The Pioneers.
Grenadier squad is ready.
Finisher bring in the third Volksgrenadier. See, it's gonna go for the Volksgrenadier. The engineers dropping out, rather unfortunately. Guess it's gonna come back for the house. Finish is calling off the attack. Deciding, I guess, upon to attack or maybe bringing a rocket. See both that. Meantime, go ready on the assault here. Body VP is quite low on HP, but 7 kills already. That one has been achieved. And yeah, Finisher playing yet again his way around here. Cutting off yet again Alon. It's quite similar to the first game. For Glory, great job here in terms of contesting the resources.
Production upgrade accomplished.
Up some mines here. With the sandbags. Good idea from Alon. Could have also just wired off the green cover. Finisher brings the 2-1. It's his response, I guess, for the UC. One way for dealing with it. I guess what needs the upgrade here. Getting the increased armor in return. Flap like in the last game. Already going quite deeply here. Himself upon enemy VP. So is Alon though somewhat in return. And I guess more decent position for himself. Bring also in the officer here for himself. Karabas more successful now with defending his VP. Is getting it back into his hands. That buys some sandbags. Finisher with the upgrade. Alon here quite low on his health, falling off the attack. Saving some manpower. In turn, Finisher will get his hands upon his fuel. The two's there with rather decent timing compared to the last game. The X also with a decent resource income. Finisher finding the mine here. So he will be successful in terms of taking down the VP for himself, and there's AEC already. Alon, guess for dealing with the 2 to 3 here. Yeah, Alon bringing out the heal. She just really got twice the pyrotechnics here. She getting caught off guard by the 2 to 3. Oh, Ace, he's not gonna chase around the corner. So, she's gonna live. Yes. They're really decisively going here for the 2 to 3, so it's gonna make its way out of it. I think that's a missed opportunity. Return. Lap. A very good stand here against Karabas. And finding himself another mine. I guess better upon dissection than the AC. So is the Raketen around? No. Let's bring in the AA. Only quite low, but it's gonna live eventually. Two to 3 back into the combat. Fully repaired. Also there's the MG flap for the finisher. Gonna help greatly here with defending the VP, but with the play here, bringing in straight away with Gammon Bomb, forcing it to retreat, and great damage impact. Turn Karabas. Quite struggling with his VP, I'm afraid. He barely lives. And has to send the engineers here for forcing away the debris, and I guess just very well aware there's still the AC around here. We're gonna try ground attack, no. But you can see the vehicle here with the vehicle map hack detection. The fog of war. Yes, there's the AC. Found it. I'm less aware, but it's not moving. There goes the AC.
We've lost a Mark III armored car.
Quite a loss for Alon, I'm afraid. In commanders in return, but with nothing left really to face here, the 2 to 3. Because it's not really gonna cut it because of the armor upgrade. Right here by the radio set. Sure, realizing the Gammon Bomb. But yeah, still retreating somewhat in time, not gonna lose his unit. Turn Karabas now on the advance to the realm of Flap. With defensive tactics, maybe that's not the too bad choice here. Being somewhat rather behind here with the resources. It's off the con, so I'm just gonna neutralize at least viewpoint. Meanwhile, Alon will get his hands back upon you at least momentarily. Could bring actually a Put the half track here for dealing. Die Duschke. Some decent damage here to the 2-2. So be very careful with that. Let's freeze back in. Nice kill count as well, 11 kills versus British squad. Decent 42-3, that's some serious bleed. Yeah, good grenade here from Alon. As you can see, the debris is just shredding apart here. Assault officer. It's a very pricey unit as well. Just coming back in, appalling with the half track. Choice here. But greatly with defending his fuel here. Suicide Shield D is this barrage by Karabas. Flank and flap, finding the Zis, looking for the rifle grenade, cancelling it, and Best gonna fall back. He's quite in danger. You have the snare, also the 2-2, possibly gonna finish it off, I'm afraid. Yes, it does. And that's a very serious loss here for Karabas. Highly doubt without the AA that he is gonna make his way back into the fuel point here. Well, I should bring in a lot of units. Looking at this army comm, zero well prepared for anything. The MG for the defense, as used here of the Ober, etc. Bringing in some defenses for the VP. Everything set up, leaks ready for barraging, both guns, but also smoking. Turn Karabas. 5120, he also has pretty much everything you wanna have, like in terms of support weapons. Time. Alon, yes, with the Vickers, maybe not the best MG in the game, but at least something. So, sort of struggling with his map control here. We follow Monsieur Dudo. And yeah, finisher he knows, there's no AEC, so basically the 2-3 can just roam freely around, causing bleed and havoc to the British player. Heading up, 3 this already. Man, those 3 kills, but CP1 we can heal without being in combat. It's covered here by the 2-3. And we have the AP rounds from the Vickers. Almost finishing off here the 2-3. But yes, I'm afraid it's no MG42 with the better AP rounds and A being lost. Definitely enabling Flap here to put back some pressure upon Karabas and the VP. It's a P4, 16th minute for the Allies. Alon bring the cromwell possibly very soon after. Well, this Karabas with the tech, taking also the manpower for any armor. This yet hasn't reached the CP for 80 Overwatch. Coming in again for his fuel, yes, that's necessary, but for the allies, they're also quite heavily bleeding. Karabas with a lot of units. Before's just coming in for the dive. This is snare, but one snare's not gonna matter. He's gonna die at 5 kills, but that's 3. Meanwhile, the bat 4 3 by now. Missing away yet again. The officer, and it's gonna be also the P4 behind, maybe to finish it off. Good shot though. Well, Flap also tending a little deep dive. On Alon with only 1 ATG. Ryan is gonna die, so that's no more snares here for Alon. Vessel trying to capture himself. Here's an MG. It's gonna be successful with that, I guess. So that's something. Should be paying attention here. Didn't need it. But yeah, there's the MG in the house. And the AP rounds as well. Actually, MG42 still dies in the retreat. The Grenadier. Very nice rifle nade. Off 5 models. It's probably that MG, yes. Or maybe MG switch or turn around, we'll see. There's in huge trouble here. People with also some very blessed, nice shots. And I guess that will be just finishing off the Ziscan here. Might be interested in the MG though. Yeah, too many losses yet again for the allies. Looking good in terms of map control, and Finisher now also utilizing the 2-3 for some more fuel and cam here. 46 per minute, that's quite something. Might just get himself a KT very soon. Yellow's pushing in hard, but it's already on the run. At least they might be able now to secure themselves the middle VP, I guess. Potentially, though. Finisher's coming in with another play here around the 6-pounder. I'm back now though, since there's 2 of them. Meanwhile, Mando is around the corner. Just not realizing, but now a bit too late for that. He's gonna retreat. The ATO finishing off, I guess, the mortar. It's, I guess, better than nothing. Oh dear. Quite expensive, and the allies sadly quite lacking some resources. And the dice. That's sad for Alon, I guess. Another unit. Would help him making any comeback. The best door. The VP back into his hands, with at least 1 tank available. This Alon is going for the combat, but still a long way to go for him without any resource income. Maybe Karabas can help momentarily, capturing the fuel's flap over here. And yeah, probably gonna bring very soon here the Tiger. about a minute.
To steal our sector.
It's gonna be a P4 and Tiger versus the T-34. Maybe Karabas may be able to bring out another T-34 in time. I doubt there will be. Su-85. Okay, coming in. It's fueling again. We tried to maybe Gammon Bomb Tut free, but Finisher realized already. Yeah, Tut free with quite a damage. It's not gonna be even a decap, I'm afraid. And he's also not behind with for 20 years to wipe that Wolfie section. How dare he to contest finishes 2 to 3, collecting the necessary resources, I suppose, for his precious Katie. Unless we also wanna bring Sturmtiger. Oh, a good grenade from Alon, finishing off both the Volksgrenadiers. That's something, but yeah. W, I'm afraid, is just gonna rebuild them with Orbis. Yeah. Good play there, of course. He's gonna bring a Firefly, I see. Yeah. Oh, is it really optimal?
The Firefly is ready to give someone a bloody nose.
We're really struggling with the OKW infantry. Need something to hands off the infantry, not really a Firefly, but I guess it's gonna be the Firefly after a combat tech, so
one of our anti-tank guns is gone.
that's what it is. Should catch this in the retreat. Yes, it does. It's very fortunate for Finisher. There goes the officer. And he comes to surrender for the allies, I'm afraid. Alright, let's have a look at the stats. Yeah. Mr. Vickers. That's about it for Alon to show, I'm afraid. Boy, Karabas. They're really struggling to find any kills. 120 somewhat doing well in return. Yeah, Flap. Some nice stats on his Grenadiers. 2-2 battery ready, 19 kills. Very well utilized in this match. It's a Tiger with no kills at all. Then we have Finisher indeed. Oberus with 7 kills. And the Glorious 2-3 with 21 kills as well. 15 kills for the P4, and I guess that's game. Congratulations to Finisher and Flap for glory with their winning in the first series. With quite the amazing KD versus the Soviet. That's very decent. Also Finisher doing very greatly considering playing Volksgrenadiers. With a very nice KD as well on his hand side. Return though. Rather doing poor, barely having any kills. He's struggling to find their way into the game. And yes. Also armory value wise, with some losses, falling really behind early on. The AC loss was quite painful for Alon, I'm afraid. Kind of lacking the tools for defending versus the 2-3, so just getting harassed by it. Finisher controlling the resources. Hard to come back from that, and yeah, as you can see, AC somewhat dies, and then just Finisher taking over the map, giving it back to Alon. And yeah, with the resource advantage, taking in, I guess, some rather short and easier win for glory, I guess. Much more to tell about it, I'd say.